The new year is a natural time for reflection. How did we do last year? And how can this one be better? Will you read more? Eat better? Or spend more time with family? And what about your professional goals? Well, Young Living wants to be better in 2022, and we want to help you on your journey too. So let's make some new resolutions together, shall we? Hello and welcome to Young Living's podcast, The Wild Drop. My name is Jacob Young, your host. Young Living is the world leader in producing and distributing premium essential oils. And this podcast will provide you with drops of information about Young Living, including stories, history, products, lots of little fun facts, and even more. In studio with us today is Prasad Gankanda of the Young Living Executive Team and Chief Operations Officer to talk about company goals for the new year. Welcome, Prasad.
Well, thank you, Jacob Young. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's such an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, first time in the studio. What do you think?
I think you've done an amazing job. I remember the first time you actually sent me and Kobe a text. Hey, I got this idea. What do you think? And I thought, you're going to do an amazing job. And well done. Well done.
Thank you. And it's been a blast. We have so many listeners now, and a lot of people just thoroughly enjoy the podcast. It's been great. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We have some amazing people that we have found by doing this podcast, and just really appreciate everyone and all that they've done for this podcast. And yeah, it's been great.
I love that.
So for the podcast, 2021 was an absolute huge success and a huge hit. And now this is the first podcast of the brand new year. And not only for the podcast last year was, great, but for Young Living as a whole too, it was such an amazing year. And so I think, before we look ahead into 2022 and the goals, let's take some time to shout out the amazing brand partners that made 2021 so great.
Love that.
And Prasad, you're a numbers guy, and you have some really exciting numbers to share with us.
I do.
So what numbers did the brand partners make? Some astonishing numbers across the board is what I've seen. But share a little bit of the numbers you have.
We'll not share everything, but we'll share some, right?
Yeah.
Jacob, the mission of this company is, your dad and your mom, it's always been the same, right? Taking essential oils into every home around the world.
Yeah.
Taking Young Living essential oils, not any oil out there. So, if I were to share, the brand partners out there, they are the ones that carry your dad, the legacy.
Yes.
Right? Taking those oils into every home. So on that note, how many brand partners and customers do you think we brought in last year?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to say anything
let's
like
play
too
this game.
low. Well, our brand partners are very passionate about sharing the mission of Young Living. So I'm going to go ahead and say 500,000.
Well, you're pretty low, but no, we crossed the 1 million line.
1 million.
Yes.
Wow. And that's brand new for last year.
Brand new. Yes.
Wow. And amazing.
So, yes, you're right. That's all the kudos should go to all the brand partners out there. So thank you for being there with us. Last year was interesting. If I have one word to talk about last year, I think we went through a lot of change.
Yes.
Right. So is change a good word to use?
Yes, change can be uncomfortable, but
Correct.
Change also has to be implemented sometimes, depending on where things are. And it definitely was, I think the one word for me last year was challenging. For everybody as a whole, businesses, families, just everything in general, last year was a very challenging year. But we also succeeded big time in last year as well.
I agree. Change is necessary because, Young Living is all about innovation.
Yes.
You can't innovate without change.
Yes.
Right? So let's go to a couple of numbers, right?
I love numbers.
Okay. Another good number is rank advancements.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about recognizing, these amazing brand partners rank advancing. So 152,915. That's the exact number.
Wow. I could not be more impressed.
I know.
I know. It's amazing just how passionate our brand partners are about the company as all the rest of us are. One number that I would love to share, and I thought this was an absolutely crazy number. I have to pull it up here. Forgive me. But how much Ningxia Red do you think our customers consumed last year?
Well, I know the number, right? So why don't you say it?
Okay. Well, all of you consumed a total of 676,000 gallons worth of Ning Shred. That is enough to fill up an Olympic swimming pool.
Exactly. Do you think your dad,
insane.
When your dad created Ninja Red,
Yeah.
do you think he ever thought?
No, I don't think he ever. Actually, I'll take that back. My dad was a big visionary.
He absolutely was.
So I'm sure at one point in time he knew that our members were going to love Ning Shred this much. But that's an astonishing number for me.
Absolutely.
And we have, so many other, there's one more number I would absolutely love to share. And you know this number as well. But the number for essential oil bottles sold from Young Living was 54 million bottles.
You know the fun part? If you stack them on top of each other.
2,131 miles. That's the distance to fly from Los Angeles, California to Tampa, Florida. We could literally spread those oils across the entire United States. Well, almost.
That's
but
amazing.
that is astounding.
Yep, that's taking Young Living essential oils into every home.
Yep.
Let's also talk about retention rate, because retention matters.
It does.
That's where our product speaks volume. These brand partners are that they bring amazing brand new customers and brand partners. Yeah. But what's the likelihood of them retaining? So we crossed 75%. That's our retention rate. Some could look at that number and say, that's not much, but
that's not much. That's a very high retention rate.
That's a very high retention rate.
Yes.
I've been in this industry for a long time, Jacob. I've not seen this number.
Yeah.
Usually the numbers are like low 20s.
And that number is just a good base setting goal for us to achieve an even bigger number this year. So I think another really good question is we talked about all the victories for the brand partners and the amazing numbers that they generated and created all through their hard work and passion and creativity. What do you feel like for the executive team, for corporate as a whole, was the biggest victory? And I know that's a loaded question because there's probably tons of big victories. But for you, I guess, what do you feel like that victory was?
Well, for me, my title is Chief Operating Officer, so I like to focus 100% on operations of the company.
Yeah.
A couple of things, we went through some larger changes, mainly in the United States market. Whether it's changing warehouses, bringing up brand new warehouses, or even changing old platforms to brand new platforms.
Changes are challenging,
but they're very necessary.
Yes.
Like trial and error. That's the only way you innovate. So when I first took over, the operation side of things, I met with the team, and I said, okay. When you wake up every single morning, you're part of the warehouse, you're part of the fulfillment process, making sure all of the orders get shipped out on time. Like, what is that one goal you want to meet? So we all sat down together and we came up with what's called a mission for the warehouse team. And that's processing a perfect order within 24 hours.
Also known as a P24.
Everyone
one of my favorite acronyms. So.
Okay, so everyone talks it as the P24 number. So then we all sat down around the table and we wanted to find out, okay, what defines a perfect order?
Yeah.
It's simple, right? It's an order that gets delivered on time, accurately, the right paperwork, and ideally it's in one box. You don't get
all the products for that order are in the box.
Correct.
No second shipments or
no
anything
second
like
shipments,
that.
nothing like that. So, which is back orders, right? Back orders are bad, because when someone out there, when they want to buy lavender, they want that lavender right on time.
Yep.
Damage free. We can't ship.
That is a big one.
We can ship Ninja Red with broken bottles in there, right? So not having that order damage is very important to us. And then finally, do we communicate to the member? So for an example, Jacob, if you order a lavender and we ship that lavender to you on time, accurately, in one box, delivered to you within the timeline, but we did not give you the tracking number, that is not a perfect order for us. So we started measuring those numbers. I'm an engineer, so what is measured is improved. So we started measuring the number.
Do you have data to compare one year versus the other? Oh, okay. All right, let's hear it.
So when we started this process, this was last year, 2 years ago, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2020 is when we started this. It was unfortunate. The number was little over 30%.
Wow. That's not good.
No, not at all. But right now, I'm so proud of the team. They've done an amazing job, and we are averaging somewhere between 95 to 96%.
That is huge.
I know.
That's a massive jump in just a year.
It is. It is a massive jump. So, there's still improvements to be made.
Of course. It's not 100%.
No, and, we'll continue to improve every single day. And look, my goal and everyone's goal here is to make your dad proud.
I know for a fact that in some shape, way, or form, everyone here, not only in corporate but out in the field, has made my dad proud one way or another. Not just this year, but every year as a whole as well. And I always tell people that. So it's just, that's crazy. That's a huge jump.
Correct.
Huge jump.
So Jacob, you are very close to the foundation.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you were born to it.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good for us to talk about the foundation because, the foundation is 100% run with the donations from our brand partners out there.
Yes.
So last year, the brand partners donated a total of $7 million.
Wow. $7 million. I see it right here. And with those $7 million, we have impacted 108,235 lives. And also with that, we've sponsored 346 children at the Young Living Academy, where 90% of the graduates go on to a higher education of employment, which is crazy because the national average for people graduating from their senior class in Ecuador is only 12%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was your dad's dream.
Yes. And we can't leave out the farms.
You can't.
So with 2021, we reopened up visitations to the farms, to corporate as a whole, and events as well. And so with that, because farms reopened, during Silver Retreat at the Young Living Lavender Farm, we had 1,373 join us for that Silver Retreat. And it was so great to see everybody's face again.
Because 2020 was completely shut down.
Yeah, we had to. We didn't have a choice.
So 2020.
And we just had the New Year kickoff.
We did.
That was great, wonderful. 800 or something like that?
Yes, we did. We did have about 800
And that did not
members.
include virtual watching as well.
I always say, we are all about hugs and our oils, right? You take
like
that away.
that.
You take that away. We get a little frustrated.
We get a little cranky. Yeah.
So we need that world back. And then also we wrapped up an amazing virtual convention last year with over 117,000 views.
Wow.
From 77 different countries.
77?
Yes.
Wow.
So I think that wraps up 2021 with some great numbers.
With numbers, yeah. So now that we've talked about those numbers, you have to start with those numbers and say, okay, what are the goals for the following year, which is this year? And so my question is, every company puts together these goals for the new year. And what is Young Living doing to start this process for this year?
Well, that's a great question, and I think every company goes through this iteration every single year, right? Before you put goals together, I think we as an executive team, what we did was we met and we looked at what are our problems that we need to solve.
Yeah.
Because if you don't put your goals around the problems you're trying to solve, you're not going in the right direction. They get lost. So what we did was, you start before the year ends, right? So we met as an executive team and we wanted to figure out, okay, what are some of the problems we are trying to, resolve?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we came together and we said, okay, we need the company to align behind a rally cry.
Yeah.
What is that global alignment looks like? And do you want me to go through the details?
I think you should.
Okay,
I think everybody would love to hear those details.
Okay, so we'll keep it as a little bit of a, what's the word?
A teaser?
A teaser, yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
So we'll keep it as a teaser, because I know the marketing team and Mary and the rest of the executive team, we are very, very eager to announce this to the field. Look, I always look at Young Living as a big, big, big giant heart. You would agree?
Yes.
Right?
I completely agree.
Yeah. So, and, when your dad and your mom put together the mission of the company, taking Young Living essential oils into every home, we said, okay, let's do it. The reality, Jacob, is you can make that accomplished, right? All we have to do is spend as much as money we want and get essential oils into every home. But that is not healthy.
No.
Right? You want to do it in a such a way it's a healthy, a sustained.
Yeah.
So when we came up with this heart concept, we said Young Living is a big giant heart. And every heart has 4 chambers. And then we all sat down, we said, okay, let's start naming what those chambers are in the heart. If Young Living was one giant big heart, what are the chambers of that heart? So we said, okay, let's take the first chamber. We named it Healthy Homes.
I like it.
So Healthy Homes is about taking Young Living essential oils into every home. Yep. And we do have certain metrics that we measure on that, which I'm not going to share today. That will be something to come. And, each metric, will be looked at by a team. And all they're going to do is improve those, because I do believe in marginal improvements every single day.
Yeah.
So then we went to the next chamber. And we said, okay, what do we call the next chamber? And that is the healthy sharing chamber. So you got healthy homes, taking essential oils into every home, right? Then you got the healthy sharing. That's where our brand partners come into play.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are the ones out there promoting every single day, because they believe in the products, they believe in the company, and they are sharing what they love and they believe. And then we said, okay, what makes sharing healthy? And we came up with certain, metrics again with it, like, rank advancements, enrollment, retention and such. So that's that chamber. Then we also said, well, the community is very important to us.
Yes.
So we named the third chamber Healthy Community. So Young Living is not just a company that sells amazing products, but it is a company that believes in greater community.
Yes.
And we also give back. That's where the foundation come into play. So all of those fits in that chamber, right? So I'm talking about, you have brand partners out there. How engaged are they? How happy are they? Are they taken care of? Are they satisfied? Not just the brand partners and the customers,
but everyone as a whole.
Everyone else as a whole, right? I mean, let's take the employees in the company. How engaged are they? How do they believe in the mission?
Yeah.
Are they part of this big giant heart? We are measuring all of those to understand how healthy is our community. And then the final piece is healthy business. This is where the chief finance officer, Melissa, comes into play.
Melissa's brilliant with numbers. So
she is. That's where we look at the company as, okay, is the company healthy?
Yes.
Financially, and all of the other ones. And, I'm proud to say I'm sitting with a company that's financially strong and an amazing company. So that's the concept. So the global alignment was, and we named this heart Healthy 4.
And I love it. I love how with every category too that you shared, each chamber that you shared, you included healthy in front of each one as well.
Exactly, because
so important.
Taking essential oils.
That's key word.
The key word for 2022 will be the healthy word.
Yes.
Right.
I
Taking
love that.
essential oils into every home, but yet being healthy. Because if we are not healthy, we cannot advocate for a healthy world.
I think one thing to add to that is we have a lot of employees who have come from different fields, different businesses, and said, yes, I was making good money. I was making X amount of money, but it wasn't healthy. And that's why I love Young Living, because the mission, the purpose, the values, and just the community as a whole. And they said for me, for my overall health, it was better. And I think that's just absolutely amazing to hear and share with everybody.
Your mom and dad has put together such an amazing company.
Yes.
Every day I wake up and I drive. It's about a 20-minute drive. And I ask the question, why Young Living? I believe in the mission. I love our brand partners out there. I love the customers. And more importantly, I love the people I work with. I finally feel like I found my family away from home, so.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I thought you were having second doubts for a second.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I love that you're sharing all of this, because it shows the goals of the company. And I think all of you can kind of understand the message we're trying to send with this goal. That our goal as a company is to help you and to assist you in all that you're doing and just be the best assistant, the best tool provider that we can be. You guys are the workforce, the draft horse team that is propelling this company out there into the world and sharing the mission, the purpose, the vision, the values. And it's our job to help you in any way that we can. And these goals that we're setting for the company are going to do just that. And I think one of the questions that, some people would have is, how can, our brand partners and our customers and our field in general make the most of these goals? And honestly, all I can say is just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
we will assist you in any way that we can.
I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing out there, right? They're carrying, like I said, when I started, they're carrying your dad and your mom's, like your dad created a legacy, and they're carrying that torch.
Yeah.
They're bringing brand new customers and brand partners into our company.
Yeah.
And our job is to not screw up their hard work.
Yes, you're absolutely. Sometimes the wagon has gone in front of the horses a little bit.
Correct.
And like I said, these goals that we implement and have in plan with this Healthy For it's just going to be so much better in being able to just create this amazing hand-in-hand connection with field and corporate and just all of Young Living as a whole. And I think it's honestly going to be great. I'm super excited, super stoked.
And I always tell this to my team. There are 3 things that we need to do. A frictionless website, right? Because, the brand partners out there are bringing those customers in. So we need to make sure that the transaction the website has is a frictionless, easy transaction.
Yes.
Ship their orders on time accurately.
Make it easy to shop and navigate.
Correct. And then the last one is pay commissions on time.
Yes.
If we as a company can do those 3, I think.
And provide them with all the tools that they need, education, whatever it may be.
Right.
Then we've done an amazing job.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jacob.
Thank you, Prasad, and the whole executive team and all of Young Living as a whole for the high-reaching goals for 2022. And Prasad, thank you so much for coming onto the show and sharing all that you had to share.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for inviting me. It's such an honor to be here.
And thank you for making 2021 amazing and tuning into this episode of the Wild Drop. Remember, you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and online at our newly refurbished website, www.youngliving.com. Don't forget to oil up Wild family. This is Jacob Young, dropping out. Take care.